The next big debate tonight is, of course, on the fate of the Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, PJ Kurien. PJ Kurien facing increasing political heat as more and more witnesses, and now a man convicted in the Suryanelli case has said that he actually drove Mr Kurien to the guest house. Mr Kurien maintains his innocence. He says that phone records prove he was not at the guest house, and he's written also now to Congress President Sonia Gandhi and the Vice President to say this is a political vendetta.
PJ Kurien ഉണ്ട് എൻ്റെ കൂടെ അല്ലേ കുമ്പളി റെസ്റ്റ് ഹൗസിൽ കയറി വന്നിട്ട് പിന്നെ പറയുന്നില്ല നമ്മൾ വന്നത് പിന്നെന്താ ഞാനിത് കള്ളം പറയുന്നതിനാ
What else should I do? What more I can do to prove my innocence? And I have proved myself to be innocent through all the possible ways and through the due process of the law.
The new revelations every day in Suryanelli rape case has made PJ Kurien's position as Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha untenable. BJP, after consulting the state unit, demands that on moral grounds he should quit the office till he is absolved of the charges.
The dignity of the post which is presently occupied by Kurien, surely this country deserves better.
Any issue coming before the party's high command, we will not close our eyes on that. We will take an appropriate decision on this matter.
First of all, I just got a clarification. What Mr. Chako said is actually his personal opinion. Our thing is that whatever information has come, this let the state government and the courts decide.
Even as pressure grows on Mr. Kurien to step down as the Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, the Congress party does not want to be seen as directing him, since he occupies a constitutional chair. Sources indicate that any decision on his resignation will have to be taken by Mr. Kurien himself after his own assessment how this issue will play out politically in the coming session of Parliament.
So the budget session begins next week, and the big question is, will PJ Kurien be in his chair as Deputy Chairperson of the Rajya Sabha? Joining me tonight is two prominent women political leaders to actually take part in this debate. Should Mr Kurien actually step down now on moral grounds? I am joined by Brinda Karat, the CPIM Politburo member. I am also joined by Renuka Chaudhary, Congress Rajya Sabha MP and former Women and Child Development Minister. Renuka Chaudhary, many have pointed to the irony that PJ Kurien will be in the chair when the new ordinance is discussed, when possibly the new bill is discussed against crimes against women, and you'll have somebody who, not in a court, but at least in the court of public opinion, is facing serious charges by a girl who is the victim of horrific rapes.
Sonia, given the current situation where there is such a vitiated atmosphere, it's natural for everyone to see this through the tunnel vision, saying that, if there's anything remotely rape, then the person has to be the accused, and we have to also examine the facts of the case, because it's very, very dangerous at this stage if we suddenly come out and start accusing left, right and centre. The credibility of all the ordinances, mainly the credibility of the woman who will come forward and accuse, not just in this case, generally. It will be terrifying if we are suspect. Now, in this case, there is one accused who has been accused, but who has twice been discharged, and the court had advised him to go for a discharge, which means the court saw it fit. And who were the governments at that point? They were the left governments.
Yes.
Brinda how did this suddenly become relevant today?
Brinda Karat, come in here on that point, because Renuka's point also that if you're going to hound or use tunnel vision in a case like this, there's a larger precedent where people may be worried that because there's an atmosphere, in a sense, a vitiated atmosphere, you're going to find all kinds of accusations.
See, this is entirely misleading. In fact, I entirely agree with Renuka ji that you have to go on the facts. And the fact is that PJ Kurien got the benefit of the judgment in 2005 which acquitted all the 35 accused in the main petition. And after that acquittal, the High Court and then the Supreme Court ruled that since the main accused in the main petition are acquitted, obviously in a separate case, he should not be made one of the accused. Therefore, he got the benefit of an acquittal, which today the Supreme Court has ruled was entirely a perverted judgment. In fact, there's a strong indictment of that High Court judgment, which ruled that a 17-year-old girl had consented to have sexual acts with 35 men within a month. I've never heard of anything more perverted than that. Therefore, since he got the benefit of that judgment, because his so-called exoneration came after that judgment, what I would like to point out to Renuka ji is that I know that she is somebody who is committed to women's issues, and I do expect that all women parliamentarians will not look at it from the party point of view. I just want to tell her that just look at the facts. There were 3 courts which held there was prima facie evidence to include PJ Kurien in the list of accused.
A lower court and then...
the lower court, the first class judicial magistrate, then again the sessions court, and then again the High Court said, no, go back. No, and but therefore, and now that there's 2 things have happened, Sonia. One, the Supreme Court has reversed the High Court judgment in the main petition, which Kurien had benefited from. 2, there are statements being made every day by people saying that, listen, we were pressured at that time.